Chorea is caused by changes that are occurring in the brain. As you know, the people who have the gene expansion, which will cause Huntington's disease, have brain changes that occur over the course of time. And at some time point during the course of the onset of their disease, the brain changes enough in a certain area called the caudate nucleus that enough brain cells have died out that they start getting unwanted and extra movements that are uncontrollable. It can be socially awkward to have chorea. It can interfere with somebody's job performance or their ability to stay in their job. It can be embarrassing. It can be socially isolating.
I would be leaving a room and I'd be, kind of wobbling around and stuff like that. And so I just kind of, until the principal decided that I might be drunk, and he came and talked to me, and I said, well, it's probably Huntington's because it runs in my family. I was able to retire, but that's because when the administration found out I had chorea, the principal at the time, he looked it up and he said, oh my, you can't be a teacher and all this kind of thing.
I've had patients coming in who have like really high scores of chorea moving all over the place saying, I don't notice it. Their family's going, they're driving me crazy.
I think that my husband and my daughter recognize that chorea more often than I do because I've just kind of lived with it all along. Anyway, they let me know that I should be careful.
My grandfather had a movement disorder that we didn't understand, and it started with him walking into walls or helping himself along a wall, easing himself along. When I first got my test results back, I got it back on Valentine's Day this last year. And I spoke with a woman who does the testing at UC San Francisco, and she was a huge advocate for coming out here and for contacting Terry and everybody here at the Center of Excellence. All she could talk about was what they were doing here and all of the wonderful things that were offered to people with HD.
We do a very focused neurologic exam that focuses on the tasks that are most likely to show us the abnormalities that are common in Huntington's disease.
So Terry goes through a battery of tests that is everything from blood pressure to height and weight, and she asks me a plethora of questions about what color things are and shapes things are and whatnot. They also do a series of testing where they walk down the hall, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, and on your tiptoes, and try to keep your chest up and no wobbling and feet in a line and that sort of thing.
We use tools to actually give a numeric value to chorea in the clinic. With a numeric value, we can see change over the course of time. And we encourage families to keep track of it too, and there's a wonderful tool that's developed by Lundbeck. That's a family guide for talking about chorea with your physician. When I was hired into this position, it was funded by a private family. And I asked them in the very beginning, what do you see the most important thing that I could do as a nurse? And unequivocally, without even hesitating, she said, be on the other end of the line. Since your last visit here and your last evaluation, have you noticed
I think it's important to have ongoing discussions with our healthcare team because it is not a single time in my life. Huntington's is going to be for the rest of my life. That's it. I can't get rid of it. I can't diet it away. I can't spend a certain amount of money and it's going somewhere. A little bit of advice that I'd give to family members who are exposed to any type of Huntington's, and whether it's just the chorea or the mental disorders, is talk about it. Saying it out loud, using the words out loud, saying it. I am affected by Huntington's disease. My uncle has Huntington's disease. My father has Huntington's disease. I tested positive for Huntington's disease. Saying it out loud is therapy.